What up, y'all? It's your boy back again with another video. And today we deal with day 15 of what's been going on in the R. Kelly case. With the prosecution getting ready to wrap it up soon. From my understanding, either Friday or Monday. Today is Thursday. From my understanding, uh, there was no court today. So I had some family things to take care of, so definitely didn't do a video the last couple of days, but wasn't too much going on anyway, which was a good thing. But I will say with the last day, wasn't a good day for R. Kelly as the prosecution gets ready to rest his case. So, starts by saying R. Kelly can be heard telling one woman that he will F her up if she lies to him, and another that he will come to her home state to make something happen to her if she ever takes from him again on tapes approved for courtroom use on Tuesday. Now, of course, that still doesn't have anything to do with a racketeering case. Now, if he is abusing those women or they have him on tape abusing those women, which I doubt, because I think they would have charged him with that if they did. But, that's damning to him in terms of how he's going to be viewed depending on how many women are in the jury. How many men are in the jury whose sisters or mothers or children have been beaten by men. See, all of this is never about when you get in a courtroom and you get a jury of your peers, everything is just about who sells the best narrative. It's really never about the facts. If it's the facts, for the most part, it's going to be a plea. You'll plead out, going about your business, serve whatever you serve. If there aren't really facts, now it's going to be who's able to sell the best narrative. So they say the judge approved prosecutors' request to play the tapes, which they say demonstrate his pattern of violently threatening his victims for the New York City jury in the R&B singer's trial that started on August 18th. Kelly's defense team could not immediately be reached for comment. Now, again, them allowing these tapes to be admitted into evidence, I don't really know what to say about that. We'll probably be able to see more once the defense team has a chance to present their case. Because I'm still not sure what's on those tapes. But let's continue reading and see what it is. Kelly, 54, has repeatedly denied accusations that he led a criminal enterprise that sexually exploited women, girls, and even boys during a 30-year career. His lawyers have portrayed his accusers as groupies who are lying about their relationships with him. I wouldn't call them groupies because each one of these women, for the most part, said they were in a relationship with him. Which is why I said he got Mike Tyson tax attorney when Tyson got locked up for rape and they gave him a Don King hired a tax attorney. That's kind of what this feels like right now. I really think R. Kelly's lawyers are god awful. On one of the 2008 tapes, an enraged Kelly can be heard accusing an unidentified woman of lying to him before beginning to assault her, according to a court document filed in a federal court in Brooklyn on Tuesday. If you lie to me, I'm going to F you up, Kelly says. And again, you got proof of him saying that? That's it. Party over. Now, she willing to file charges with him because obviously I'm assuming they just have audio and not video. Because if you have video, I would be assuming you would be charging him with assault also. The The star singer is captured on another recording berating a second woman from Florida, identified as a Jane Doe, he accused of stealing a Rolex watch from him, the filing says. Yeah, this is not good at all. This is not good at all. Doesn't have anything to do with racketeering, but for the way they're going to portray him to the jury, for people consuming this, it's probably not a good look for them. Of course, for me, somebody from sitting in the jury wouldn't have anything to do with any bearing on how I'm viewing the case. But like I said, if you have family members or women who are in abusive relationships, men who are in relationships, or have sisters or mothers or children who have been in abusive relationships, they're not going to take kindly to that. And I told you, they'll put him in jail on the strength of not being able to make the people who beat them. Since those people couldn't get punished for what was done to them or their loved ones, they'll make him pay for all of it. The star singer is, okay, he says, you bet not ever take from me again, or I will be in Florida and something will happen to you, he says. You understand what I'm telling you? That's a threat to do bodily harm to somebody. So again, like I said, not really sure what it has to do with the racketeering case, but it does show a side of him as being someone capable of abusing someone. So now when he says he's not been violent to these women or abusing these women, that don't fly anymore now that you've heard this tape. Doesn't fly anymore at all. Now it does seem like he has anger issues. Now it does portray him as a man who could be capable, even though I don't believe he held them hostage. It does raise doubt that he could have done those things. Prosecutors had planned to call the Florida woman as a witness, but decided against it after she started to have panic attacks and appeared to have an emotional breakdown while listening to the tape in preparation for a testimony, the filing says. The defendant bragged about having cameras everywhere in his Chicago studio and other locations. He used to keep an eye on his victims, it adds. And see, again, to put that in there, to say this is how frightened this woman is of him. She couldn't even bear to come sit on the stand. Now, that could be the case, but they also may know she's shaky and has a shaky background, and we don't want her in front of the defense for them to cross-examine her also, which is the more likely thing. Either way, it was well played by the prosecution. The request was granted a day after the 10th witness called in the trial, who was introduced in Brooklyn federal court as Angela, claimed that she once walked in on Kelly performing oral sex on Aaliyah Halton when the singer was just 12 or 13 years old. So, again, they're saying the judge approved they say the judge approved it after the testimony from Angela. So after Angela's testimony, they felt it was necessary to hear those tapes. So again, that's very interesting. You also had Angela, who also said that she was 14 or 15 when she first had sex with R. Kelly. But I think we left off with Angela giving some testimony that she had sex with him. He asked me to climb on top of him, Angela said yesterday, adding that there were 3 other young women in various states of undress in the room with them. I paused for a moment. I was a little startled. She claimed Kelly asked her to straddle him and ride him. She said she did, and she was told after putting a condom on Kelly. During the encounter, the singer also allegedly fondled the other young women who were present, according to Vulture. Angela says she continued seeing Kelly every day for the next few years. She later dropped out of high school and began working as a backup dancer for him. According to the woman, she and other dancers were expected to have sex with Kelly. Now we have to go back and tackle that for a second. Because now if the defense is smart, now you ask her, who are the other women in this foursome or fivesome that you guys had? Can you prove that you were 14 or 15 years old when you guys first started having sex? Can you prove you dropped out of high school and was a background dancer for R. Kelly? Because if she can prove that she was in high school background dancing for R. Kelly, then he's in a shitload of trouble. A shitload of trouble. If she can't prove that, then again, we have a bunch of hearsay and a bunch of people who could be playing with time frames to make things appear to be something that they may not be. Because none of these women, to be honest with you, have still been able to prove their age when any of these things happen. She also said that she continued seeing Kelly every day for the next few years. She later dropped out of high school and began working as a backup dancer for him. So, there we go with that. What she want? That's interesting. But let me get back to that. She continued seeing him every day for the next few years. So this is another woman who's telling you what? I was in a relationship with Kelly. Because she's telling you what? I saw him every day for the next few years. Every day for the next few years. According to the woman, she and other dancers were expected to have sex with Kelly. So she was cool with whatever the rules were to this relationship she was in. Because she hasn't stated once just yet that he forced himself upon her, that he raped her. So with them understanding that he didn't rape her, we have another witness who's here stating that I was in a long-term situation with him. A situationship is they like to call it. We was casually dating. Or we was seriously dating. But I'm in the women, he in the women. We was having threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes. That was the situation we was in. He told us we had to pay our dues. It was a requirement to be around, she said. See, no, that's not paying dues. That's some casting couch stuff right there. But again, this is why I said she's going to have to prove, if I'm his defense lawyer, she's going to have to prove to me that she was 14 or 15 when they first started having sex. She's going to have to be able to prove to me her age at that point. If she can, then she becomes a very credible witness. If she can prove that, then that makes the story she said about walking in on him and Aaliyah having sex oh so real at that point. And now again, it paints him as a man who's preying on young girls to adult women. And it's not a good look for R. Kelly at all. Witness also recounted how one time she and other women were riding in Kelly's tour bus and decided to play a prank on him by throwing water on him. Which is again when she said that's when she went to the back of the bus, slightly opened the door to the bedroom, and realized him and Aaliyah was having sex. So that's all we had really from day 15 in that case. Not sure, like I said, how his defense team will attack it. I know how I would attack it, what questions I would ask, what witnesses I would put back on the stands for cross-examination and redirect. But with the work his lawyers have done already, I doubt that's going to happen. So is your boy going to jail? With the way this case is going and how terrible his lawyers are, if I was on the jury, no, because they haven't proven anything. But most jurors don't need things proven to them. All they need to go by is the best narrative. It's why so many innocent people end up in jail. So would he be in jail on my end? No. But the way the story is being painted and with those audio tapes of him being aggressive with women, is he probably going to jail unless his lawyers ramp it up when they present their case? Yeah, he probably is. So I'll be back tomorrow with another reaction video. That's your boy, the Hood Nerd. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm out.